Madam Chair, walk down South Bridge Road and you have a little microcosm of Singapore's history, culture, and heart-won harmony. Within sight of each other are the Julia Mosque, Sri Mariamman Temple, the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, and Fairfield Methodist Church, each unique in its faith tradition, but integral parts of Singapore's short 50 years of being. But we know from our own history that what we have today was born out of painful memories and a collective wish never to return to the tensions of the past. We also only need to look around us and realize that things can change very dramatically. Terrorism in Nice, Istanbul, Berlin, Paris, Jakarta, Baghdad, racial and religious tensions in Syria, Pakistan, Myanmar, even in the United States. Singapore is an open society. People are free to come and go. Public places, including places of worship, can become targets. When I'm at my own parish church on Sundays, we have large numbers of visitors mixing easily and freely with regular parishioners, a reflection of the welcome and the openness, but also revealing the troubling potential of becoming a soft target. The same is true for many other places of worship, be they mosques, temples, or churches. As part of SG Secure, religious institutions and religious leaders need to ensure the safety of congregations and also play a larger role in helping others in the community so that society remains united and can recover quickly from any potential terrorist attack. Religious and community leaders have a special responsibility to speak up in times of crisis, to convey messages of calm and solidarity to their respective congregations and again to the wider society. With 32 churches and almost 360,000 members, the Archdiocese of Singapore has been putting in place plans to ensure safety and preparedness for their congregations. The Archdiocesan Emergency Response Operations Team has also been actively sharing their experiences with other religious groups. MUIS, the Hindu Endowment Board, as well as the Singapore Buddhist Federation, also have their own teams in ensuring that their places of worship are kept secure and their congregation kept alert. So the leadership of our various religious institutions need to make it a point to also reach out to leaders from other faith traditions. Because beyond plans and contingency, it is the human-to-human relations that are the most important. Trust cannot be built unless you know each other. Can the minister therefore share how the ministry will work with our religious leaders to enhance community resilience and for religious organizations to be prepared for possible crisis? Singapore, after all, is only 50 years young. We envision a long road ahead, and our policies reflect that approach. Getting to SG 100 will not be without its challenges, but if we do it together and stand united in the face of adversity, we will survive and thrive.
MCCY's second focus is enhancing a cohesive society. Our future depends on our ability to maintain social cohesion. Our multiracial and multicultural identity must be a source of strength and not a cause of fracture. We may come from different lands and speak different languages. We are proud of our own cultural heritage, yet we identify ourselves as Singaporean. Our museums, galleries, sports centers, and community centers are spaces that bring people of diverse backgrounds together. Our religious organizations, youth networks, and civic society groups enhance intercultural understanding. They enlarge our social commons and provide opportunities for Singaporeans to connect and bond. At a time when tensions are tearing at the fabric of other countries, the bonds and bridges we build in times of peace will enable us to stand together in a crisis. Mr. Alex Yam and Dr. Lim Wee Kiat asked how we can preserve our social fabric. We need to partner community leaders and members and strengthen community vigilance at all levels to absorb shocks and bounce back quickly from any crisis. We meet apex leaders from major religious and ethnic groups regularly to discuss racial and religious issues at the national platform. At the local level, every constituency has an interracial and religious confidence circle, RRCC, that promotes racial and religious harmony. We need to take our efforts one step further. In line with SG Secure, MCCY is establishing an SG Secure community network to complement the work of IRCCs on the ground and strengthen government's partnership with religious organizations. This network will connect with all religious organizations going beyond the local IRCCs to include those that are not members. All religious organizations should be plugged into the SG Secure movement so that they are well informed and can count on one another for help when the need arises. In the hours and days after a terrorist attack, we need respected community and religious leaders to convey messages of calm and solidarity to their congregations and to the wider community. The SG Secure Community Network will prepare our places of worship to be crisis ready in case of a terrorist attack. Earlier this year, together with the Home team, we conducted 2 counter-terrorism seminars for religious and community organizations. Over 500 leaders from nearly 180 organizations were briefed on how to develop crisis management plans and ways to keep their followers safe. Here is one session where the Roman Catholic Archdiocese shared its crisis plans with the leaders of other faiths. It reflected the cooperation and trust between the religious organizations. More counter-terrorism seminars are being planned. There is also a need to broker honest conversations in a safe space on sensitive issues like race and religion, especially among our youth, as Ms. Rahayu Mazam noted. We have been supporting ground-up projects that do this through the Harmony Fund. Youth Unconvention is one such project by the Association of Muslim Professionals. It brought together diverse participants to have frank and respectful discussions on issues of national identity, terrorism, and racism over a full-day conference. So we have brought the religious leaders together, and we have also brought youth of different faiths together. While Singaporeans support racial and religious diversity, there are still knowledge gaps around religious practices. Left unaddressed, the knowledge vacuum could be filled by irresponsible voices that seed prejudice. We will deepen religious understanding through in-depth engagements. MCCY will work with community partners to clarify the practice of religion in a multiracial, multi-religious society and address sensitive questions in a mutually respectful setting. We will also work with community partners to produce content such as short videos and brochures which address common but often unasked questions on the practices of different faiths.